do. We're going to move on to climate change, and we're going to start with you, Mr. Pinion. The transition to a fossil fuel economy will cost billions of dollars and displace thousands of U.S. workers. Do you support instituting...
Transition from?
Did you say something?
You said transition from or to?
The transition from.
Yeah.
Transition from, good catch, yeah. From a fossil fuel economy will cost billions of dollars. Do you support instituting a carbon tax to help pay for the cost of this transition? And how will you ensure that workers who are displaced are quickly retained and rehired by the renewable energy industry?
Well, let's be very clear. We have to deal with the environment. I think the question is a little bit off base. We have to deal with foreign polluters. 87% of the emissions we are trying to curb are emitted from beyond our borders. You're talking about China. And for the record, everything they make, from the T-shirts that are sewn together by the Uyghurs with cotton that was picked by the children, it is all has the carbon that is baked into that pricing. So the cheap goods they're flooding this country with has to be dealt with. The problem with everything that we do here is that we come up with slogans that have no substance. Green New Deal. We want to be carbon neutral. You cannot be carbon neutral without dealing with the fact that we need natural gas. You cannot be carbon neutral and bang a table talking about a nuclear deal or talking about the Paris Climate Accord deal without dealing with the fact that they get 87% or close to that of their energy from nuclear. So we need real solutions. And from my perspective, that is not the type of approach that's happened in D.C., but I will say it's the type of nonpartisan approach I've taken in my life as a spokesperson for Republican.org.
Are you anti-nuclear?
No, I think that we need to have a nuclear. The problem is right now that we have individuals that say that they want to be carbon neutral, but say that nuclear must be off the table. And
are you a pro-carbon tax?
I believe that we need to start taxing the pollution that occurs from beyond our borders. Okay. That, I think, is a place that we need to start. I think any other conversation that we have is not really being genuine about the source of the problem.
We're going to ask the same question to Mr. Schumer.
Yes. Well, I'm so proud of the Inflation Reduction Act, which did more to curb global warming, to fight climate change than anything that's ever been done before. And it was hailed by so many in those who've been fighting so long for this. And one of the good things about it, it's going to create, in reference to your question, huge numbers of new good-paying jobs, because the tax breaks to produce wind energy, solar energy, water energy, and included in the bill is a tax break for some nuclear energy. It's not my favorite, but it's carbon neutral, so we put it in the bill, is going to create millions of good-paying jobs, and these are jobs for the future, because we know these industries are going to expand because global warming is so great. This was the best thing that could have been done for climate, and it will reduce, this is amazing, Susan, a 40% reduction of the carbon going into our atmosphere by 2030. That's even stronger than New York's CLCPA. So I'm very proud of what we've done, and I believe it will create many, many tens of thousands, millions of new jobs.
Can I just get a quick response on the carbon tax?
Yeah, the carbon tax is something I would seriously consider. It has to be worked out. It doesn't yet have the majority of support. What we did had majority support, and my #1 job is to get things done. We got something very real and very significant done, and I'm very proud of it.
Well, it's real money, but it didn't actually help anyone today. And if you're talking about what needs to happen, it is not really serious about solving the problem. Again, the emissions are coming from beyond our borders. There is nothing in the bill that deals with the fact that the emissions are coming from beyond our borders. So until you're going to acknowledge that reality, then nothing that we're doing here is actually going to be able to solve the problem. You keep talking about these jobs it's going to create. Yes, I want the best wind turbines in the world to be made in America. I want the best solar panels in the world to be made in America. But from my perspective, all the money that you are spending right here pretends that electricity is a source of energy. It is not. It is a conduit. And all these people who don't have the actual robust power from a nuclear, from the actual natural gas, are going to be using dirty coal to power their Teslas. And that's probably a really bad way to fix the economy or to save our environment.
Mr. Schumer.
Yeah, the bottom line is that this bill helped in the whole world. And why did it? Well, when Donald Trump pulled out of the Paris Accords, all the other countries, China included, said, we're not going to do anything. U.S. isn't doing anything. We're not going to do anything. When we passed the IRA bill, I got calls, not only from John Kerry, excuse me, our ambassador to the world, but from foreign country leaders who said, thank God the U.S. is taking the lead. We're going to follow.
The French government
you.
quite
We're gonna
literally
move
was
on.
found guilty in a Paris courtroom for breaking the own terms of the Paris Climate Accord. Do you know what happened? Nothing. Because it was a toothless piece of legislation where no one was actually required to do what was written down on paper. So again, we need real solutions. I don't care what your issue is. Child poverty, you want to talk about the crime, which you don't want to talk about. You want to talk about the southern border, we still haven't talked about it. We need real solutions that are actually going to improve people's quality of life. The quality of life is on decline because of the failure of your leadership, sir.
Let's move on to foreign relations.